Today we'll be making pretzel bites. We're going to start by preheating our oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Once the oven's all set, we're going to pour 1 1/4 cups of milk into a measuring cup, and then we're going to heat it in the microwave for about 30 seconds to get it to the perfect warm temperature. We're going to add it to an electric mixer. A regular bowl is fine if you don't have an electric one. And to that, we're going to add 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast, or a packet of active dry yeast. We will also be adding 2 tablespoons of honey. I'm using a local farm honey because I feel like that will add the most flavor, but use whatever honey you have available to you. Stir it up until everything gets almost dissolved. It does not need to be fully dissolved. And then you'll let it sit for 10 minutes so that the yeast has time to bloom. Make sure that you are using the paddle mixer if you are using the electric mixer, and we're going to go ahead and add in 4 cups of flour. Add in 1 teaspoon of salt, but be very careful not to add in way too much like I just did. It's going to be a salty pretzel. And then go ahead and mix the mixture on low to medium speed for 3 minutes. The dough will still be slightly sticky, but it will not stick to your hands, and if it does, feel free to add a little bit more flour. You can see here that the dough is not sticking to my hands, but it is formed into a cohesive ball. We're putting it on the table, and then we're just going to form it into a better ball so that we can shape it into 4 equal-sized pieces. We can set aside 3 of the pieces, and we're going to form the first piece into a long strand. You're looking for 12 to 16 inches long. Once your strand is formed, you're going to go ahead and look to get 12 to 16 1-inch pieces from this strand. I'm just marking out where I'm expecting to cut. And that's about 1 inch. Maybe a little smaller, but it's okay because when you add it to the boiling water, it will get bigger. You can expect each piece from the strand to look something like a square little pillow. Before we add our pretzels to the boiling water, we are going to crack 2 eggs and get the egg whites from both of them, setting aside the yolk. With closed eyes, I'm staring out. And to the egg whites, we will add about a tablespoon of water, and we'll just give it a good mix to make sure that both are incorporated well enough together.
it slip away. Just need you here today. Only pictures now remain, but all the stories that we've gained.
Next, in a medium to large pot of boiling water, we are going to add about a half a cup of baking soda to it. You need to add it slowly because as you add the baking soda, the water will foam up pretty high. And then we are going to add about 12 to 15 pieces of pretzel bites to the water at a time and only boil them for about 15 to 30 seconds at most. This is called a flash cook, and you do not want to cook it more than this in the initial boiling process. Make sure to carefully watch the time and then extract the pretzel bites from the water using a slotted spoon and place them onto a parchment sheet lined baking pan. I don't have parchment paper right now, so I use tinfoil, and that works just as well. Just make sure that you add a non-stick spray to it before you put the pretzel bites down.
One of yours, the other mine. Holding on so tightly, knowing that it's almost time.
You can add as many pretzel bites to the baking dish as you can, but just make sure that none of them are touching. And go ahead and spoon the mixture on top of the pretzel bites, or brush them on top if you have a soft bristled brush. And you just want enough so that there's a light sheen on top. Once there's a light sheen, you can go ahead and pour kosher salt over, or sea salt if you have it.
It's not the same if you're not here. Holding back the tears, reminded of my fears, and all those times I've watched you go, and every time my heart can cope. Just keep in mind.
Once all this is done, you can add them to your 450-degree preheated oven and bake them for 10 minutes until they come out a soft golden brown like this.
Oh, it'll be fine.
This recipe I hope you enjoy as much as I did.
Oh, it'll be